Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. DeJoy, nice to see you. I want to talk to you about the post office facility in Bering, Missouri. Back in August of this last year, the post office there was closed after severe tornado damage. Missouri is right in sort of Tornado Alley. It has not reopened since then. So in September, I wrote to you asking about a timeline to have the post office reopened. Your office wrote back later that month and said probably 90 days there would be a timeline announced. We didn't hear anything, so in January, I wrote again with the chairman, actually Chairman Peters. We wrote asking about a timeline. I don't think I've gotten a response to that letter. Here's the Bering post office at the moment. It doesn't exist. So this community, this is a rural community in my state. They don't have a post office at all. And what bothers me is I haven't heard anything about the timeline for getting it rebuilt. So can I just ask for an update on that?
Yes.
Do you have one?
I do not have an update on the Bering.
I'm sorry.
I do not have one, but I will get it to you.
Okay. Can we get one? I don't want to belabor the point here, but because I think we've heard it now from multiple people, but in rural Missouri, you know, this community, I mean, you see it. There's no post office here. They can't get prescription drugs. They can't get their bills on time. They can't get any. I mean, they're just stranded. So I'm frustrated here by the fact that it's been months and months, and I was told 90 days in September, and this is now the middle of April, and here we are. So I'd like to get your help on this for these good folks. Let me ask you then about some delivery issues. In the Kansas City area, we have seen a tripling of casework reports in Kansas City, folks who are saying they're just not getting the mail. I mean, they're not getting it on time. It was so significant, I asked the Inspector General to look into it and to recommend some action items to improve this. I mean, I just had constituents telling me that at the end of March, they were finally getting their Christmas cards. I mean, this is not good. And this has happened in Kansas City. It's also, frankly, happening in St. Louis on the other side of the state. So can you just give me an update on the implementation of the Inspector General's recommendations for improving service in Kansas City, or maybe you know something about the Kansas City situation, and it would be helpful to hear.
As I actually, I don't know where I reported, but right before peak season, we had a major transportation contractor go out of business. They had a big transfer hub in Kansas City. They actually had 8, that we had about 5,000 truckloads of mail and packages going in and out of these places. So we had to distribute that around quickly over several weeks, around 20 locations around the nation, and reroute 5,000 truckloads in and out. Kansas City was not great on service to begin with, and this just complicated the issue. We're starting to recover on it, and I think you should see gradually improving service in the area.
Well, good. I mean, I hope it'll be more than gradual. It is. I mean, I know I don't need to tell you this, but it's just incredibly frustrating for folks not to be able to get their mail and to have it go on for months and months. And it's the Kansas City area. I'm getting a lot of complaints out of the St. Louis area. So this is just it's got to be a priority. I want to ask you to be sure to tell all of the postal workers how grateful I am for them. I know that they're doing hard work. I'm proud of the work that they're doing, and we rely on them. You know, my state, my gosh, we rely on them. We're a majority rural state, so you know, places like Bering, little town where I grew up, Lexington, other places. Boy, we are grateful for our postal workers, and we are grateful for our post offices. And I know something the chairman and I talk about a lot. We don't want to see post offices closed in rural parts of this country, and we want to see the mail delivered on time. So please thank them for me for all that they're doing, and thank you for your attention to these issues. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.